Okay.
Our lives are simple. A cup of coffee together in the morning, tending to the plants, and sometimes a drive into the Timor hinterland to camp under the stars. I didn't grow up imagining I'd see Europe. Most dreams I had were smaller, simpler. But this year was different. I turned 50 and we knew it should be something special, something we could carry with us forever. And for me, there was one dream. If ever we could set foot in Europe, not of the countries, not of continents, just one place. Milan, and Siro Stadium. The dream started quietly. It began with studying the visa requirements, booking Airbnbs, processing the visa through VFS. This is our journey, a documentary of the days we shared, so that one day, when traveling becomes too much, we both can sit back and relive these moments so we can smile and say, yes, we were there. Come with us, and this is where it begins.
Ish.
We didn't bring much, just two medium-sized backpacks and a trolley luggage. Since we would be traveling using different trains and constantly moving, we figured keeping it to one trolley would make it easier for us. Alright, our first leg, Kupang to Bali. We were flying Qatar Airways, ranked the world's #1 airline in 2024. Let's see if it lived up to the hype. Our route, Bali to Doha for a short transit, and then another long flight to Zurich. We are in Qatar. We'll be transiting here for 2 hours. We arrived after sunrise around 7 a.m. Zurich time. After nearly 20 hours of travel crossing 6 time zones, it felt like we had gained half a day because it was supposed to be 1 p.m. back home in Kupang. Zurich Airport is quite practical. It was an easy walk to the train station, just downstairs, and clearly marked. The fare was just 3.40 francs each, thanks to our Swiss half fare card. There are two options for visitors. You can either get the Swiss Travel Pass for unlimited rides over a few days, or the half fare card, which gives you 50% off for most public transport for a full month. We went with the half fare card because of the duration of our stay and better value. It's a card but actually a QR code in your app, not like JR Pass in Japan where you do have a ticket. While waiting for the train, it's also helpful to check the monitor on the platform. It shows where each train car will stop along the platform, so you can stand closer to your carriage. You don't want to stand on the first class area while holding a second class ticket. Swiss trains are punctual and boarding time is short, so it saves you from rushing once the train arrives. Trains to Zurich Hauptbahnhof, the city's main station, run every few minutes, and the ride only takes about 10 to 12 minutes, so we didn't bother finding a seat.
City nach Bregenz, Salzburg, Graz, Abfahrt 8:32 Uhr.
Our train to Milan wouldn't leave until 11:30, so we stepped out of the station for a short walk. Zurich felt surprisingly quiet. Later we learned that Sundays in Switzerland are truly a day of rest. Shops were closed and the streets nearly empty. Just a few blocks away, we found a quiet bench near the Landesmuseum, right next to the river. It was cold but refreshing. Spring was in the air. It reminded us of Melbourne, the clean air, the stillness. Around 10:30, we returned to the station. Still getting used to the platforms, we waited at the wrong one and had to run across the correct track.
Binario Eurosì del Lugano Centrale, l'andrezza
We had booked first class for this trip. Even with the reserved seats, a family was sitting in our spots and tried to convince us to move elsewhere. We refused it, of course, since we did pay for the reservations. Well, not the warmest welcome in Switzerland. The ride to Milan took about 4 hours, passing through scenic towns like Zug, Lugano, and Como. Welcome to Milan.
Achso, nee. Ja, ich weiß nicht.
We arrived at Milano Centrale in the afternoon. The signs were clear, but being in a new place with luggage, we weren't sure which way to go at first. Eventually, we found the way out without much trouble. Our accommodation was just a 5-minute walk from the station. That night, we kept it simple, cooked our favorite instant laksa, ate quietly, then went straight to bed, ready for the Milan adventure waiting the next day. Our second day began earlier than expected. We had gone to bed too early, obviously exhausted from long travel. So, very early in Milan. Wow. By 6 a.m., we were already outside, heading for Milano Centrale's subway. It was still dark and the city was still quiet. Our first destination was the Duomo di Milano. That turned out to be a gift. The cathedral, usually packed with people, stood silently before us. No crowds. If you want the best moment to see the cathedral, wake up early and come at this hour. You won't regret it. The Duomo is one of the largest cathedrals in Europe. Construction began in 1386 and continued for centuries. It has survived wars, rulers, and generations of restorations. And even today, it still holds mass.
Wala nggak?
Hindi siya tugnaw niya.
For picture, if you do anything.
Kadungog ko sa akong lima.
Just across the square is the Galleria Vittorio Emanuele II, a shopping arcade but also a work of art. Well, all the shops were still closed, of course. Step just outside the arcade and you'll find the statue of one and only Leonardo da Vinci. It's more than a tribute. Leonardo spent nearly 20 years in Milan, creating some of his most iconic works, including The Last Supper. The city was once his studio, his home, and his legacy still lives in its streets. But Milan, for me, has always meant one thing. Not the city, not the cathedral, the club, AC Milan. And today, I was finally going to say San Siro.
1999 by Sir Robert Keating. He was from Nottingham, and that's why he gave the English name of the city and not the Italian name, since our city in Italian is called Milan.
Football is weird. You choose a club, and that choice stays with you. A true supporter never switches. Even when the team hits rock bottom, you stay. You feel the heartbreak, but you never leave. Milan has been my club since I was a kid. Being here, it feels like a dream.
There you go. That's the Sforza. I cannot remember yung name. Basta Forza something.
Yes, I couldn't quite remember the name. From San Siro, we made our way to two more historic sites in Milan. First, Sforza Castle. It was once a fortress and later became a palace. It's now a museum complex. The castle was originally built in the 15th century by Francesco Sforza, Duke of Milan. Today, it houses several museums and art collections, including works by Michelangelo and Leonardo da Vinci. From the castle, we continued on foot to the Arco della Pace. It's about 10-minute walk through Parco Sempione, a large green space right in the heart of Milan. Originally started under Napoleon, the Arco della Pace, or the Arch of Peace, was later completed to mark peace in Europe. Today, it's one of Milan's most iconic landmarks. Oh, and what's amazing is the vintage tram passing nearby. They've been operating since 1920s, a charming reminder of the city's past. And that's the beginning of our trip story. We left home with backpacks and big hopes. 20 hours later, Milan gave us stories to tell. See you in the next episode where we get a quick brush up on the Renaissance in Florence and a story about a little chapel high up on a hill in Lugano.